Good morning, everybody. My name is Elisa Shishkova, and for the past year, I have served as the Student Council President of Bexley High School. I am honored to welcome you all to the 2024 Bexley High School commencement. Superintendent Dr. Jason Fine, Principal Mr. Jason Cottle, Assistant Principals Mrs. Kristen Kearns and Mr. Willie Cook, Mr. Nick Vredos, Coordinator of Student Support Systems at Eastland Fairfield, Board of Education President Ms. Victoria Powers, Board of Education Vice President Ms. Joanne Pickrell, Board of Education members Dr. Jonathan Baker, Mr. Mike Carter, and Mr. Patrick King, and all friends, family, alumni, community members, teachers, and fellow members of the class of 2024. Welcome. Before we begin, there are some big thank yous to extend. The class of 2024 would like to thank the Bexley Education Foundation for welcoming us into the alumni family today, and for all the grant money they have provided our teachers with over the years to immeasurably enrich our educational experience. I would also like to thank, on behalf of my classmates, the generous sponsors for lining Main Street with our senior banners, the City of Bexley for hanging them for free, the Top Steakhouse and Piata Italian Street Food for funding the entire project, and a special shout out to Mrs. Eleanor Brandt for her hard work on organizing the entire enterprise. Thank you, Stanford's. Now, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem played by our wonderful symphonic band led by Mr. Andy Johnson. You may now be seated. I would now like to welcome Superintendent Dr. Fine to the lectern.
Good morning and congratulations to the class of 2024. We are all very proud of you and all that you've accomplished during your education in the Bexley City School District. Thank you for inspiring all of us, your teachers, the school staff, the Board of Education, and your classmates each and every day. From displaying academic excellence in our classrooms, to your dedication to serving your community, to your amazing performances, your incredible creations in the visual arts, and your thrilling work on the athletic fields. This class has truly embodied what it means to be a champion. In honor of Memorial Day, I ask anyone in attendance who served for our country to please stand. As the son of a Vietnam veteran, we say thank you, and we are grateful for your selfless service to our country. Graduates, I speak on behalf of all parents and guardians, friends, staff, neighbors, Board of Education, alumni, and community members when I say, please never doubt how much we believe in you and how much we love you. We are so grateful for the honor of watching you become the amazing adults that you are. We will always be here for you, and we are so excited to see the great things that lie ahead for each and every one of you. Best wishes to all of you, and as always, go Lions! I would now like to welcome a remarkably talented student who has demonstrated incredible leadership throughout her time in Bexley. Let's give a big round of applause for our student speaker, graduating senior, Natalie Winland.
It's a beautiful day for a quiz. I think we can all agree that those words will haunt us beyond graduation. I remember Mr. Wilcoxon saying this sometime during January, my junior year, and looking outside, the gray sky, snow-covered ground, and freezing cold wind, thinking, this is what you call a beautiful day? Now, as a graduating senior, I think it was. High school is hard. Sometimes we spend more time awaiting its end than appreciating the small moments. For our class, this was proving even more difficult as we battled Zoom calls, no freshman homecoming, being separated as a class for the first year and a half of our time in high school. I believe that what got us through those times was the example set by our teachers. Seeing a familiar, smiling face when you're walking to your third period calculus test, or finding comfort in our guidance counselor after that crushing college rejection letter comes in the mail. We were shown how to be compassionate and kind, despite the many challenges that high school brings, and for that, I would like to thank each and every staff member for their commitment to our students. After today, we will begin a new chapter of our life, spread out across the country in new cities with new faces. We will take with us our diplomas and our memories, and I know I will always remember what I learned at Bexley. I'm not talking about how to solve a trigonometric function or properly format an MLA citation. Well, yes, these are very important skills for our futures. I'm talking about something else. For example, Mr. Nolan taught me how to laugh during exam week and turn in my books on time. Mr. Shapiro taught me to stay curious and dig deeper. And Mrs. Hope taught me that there will always be so much to learn, not only in physics, but in life as well. These are a few of the many lessons that I will carry with me in this life, but perhaps the most important is one that I gained from my peers. Growing up, my family moved 3 times, so consequently, I changed schools 3 times. They were all very different, but Bexley stood out in its own ways. On my first tour of Maryland Elementary, I was immediately welcomed with open arms. The promise of being able to learn violin, watching as kids played dodgeball in the gym, and being greeted with a big smile by Cindy Smith while she was working on something in the hallway made me feel like I belonged without having attended one day at the school. But that's just how special Bexley is. This sense of community has followed me throughout my entire career here at Bexley, and I am confident that it will follow me forever. I've not only found home in the classroom, but in our varsity athletics, Global Scholars, NHS, and these very hallways. I have learned the true meaning of community through every person to walk these halls. For that, and for Bexley City Schools, I will be forever grateful. Today, I encourage you to choose not to just look back on our last 4 years together, but to look forward to the next. I find excitement in knowing that each of us is going to achieve something great, make our own impact on the world, and continue to grow the community that we have built here in Bexley. We have so much to celebrate as a class today, and I know that we will have even more to celebrate in the years to come. I hope that when you look at the person next to you and the teacher handing you your diploma, you feel the same sense of community that Bexley has created for me. And hey, it's a beautiful day to graduate. Thank you, Natalie, for your thoughtful words. It's now my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Doug Ullman. Mr. Ullman is a 3-time cancer survivor and serves as the vice chair of the board of directors at Pelotonia, which was established in 2008 with the objective to fund life-saving cancer research. He is responsible for overseeing the strategic vision of Pelotonia and serves as an advisor to the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, Arthur G. James Cancer Hospital, and Solov Research Institute. Mr. Ullman overcame chondrosarcoma during his sophomore year of college, followed by 2 subsequent diagnoses of malignant melanoma. As a young cancer survivor, Mr. Ullman and his family founded the Ullman Cancer Fund for Young Adults to ensure that all young adults impacted by cancer have a voice and the necessary resources to thrive. With funding from an Echoing Green Fellowship, Mr. Ullman served as executive director of the organization for 4 years before joining the Live Strong Foundation in 2001 as director of survivorship. He went on to lead Live Strong as president and chief executive officer, establishing the organization as the global leader in cancer survivorship. Mr. Ullman recently served as a Hauser Leader at Harvard Kennedy School Center for Public Leadership and speaks frequently at some of the nation's most acclaimed festivals and conferences, including the Social Good Summit, the Inc. 500-5000 Conference, the Aspen Ideas Festival, the Clinton Global Initiative University, TEDx Austin, SXSW Interactive, and YPO chapters across the country. Mr. Ullman has also spoken to and consulted with numerous Fortune 100 companies and fast-growing startups. Mr. Ullman's personal story and his leadership accomplishments have been featured on major media outlets, including the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, USA Today, Forbes, Sports Illustrated, NBC News, ABC News, and MSNBC, among many others. Mr. Ullman has been honored with many accolades, including twice being named on the Nonprofit Times' Power and Influence Top 50 Nonprofits Executive List, an honor bestowed on the top nonprofit leaders in the United States. Mr. Ullman was also named CEO of the Year, Large Nonprofit, by Columbus CEO Magazine in 2017, and the PR Professional of the Year by the Public Relations Society of America in 2013. Mr. Ullman currently holds numerous board positions for organizations such as the Ullman Cancer Fund for Young Adults, Athletes for Hope, Root Insurance, and Signal, Ohio. He is also an active member of the Young Presidents Organization and the Columbus Partnership. Mr. Ullman served for 4 years on the National Cancer Institute Directors Consumer Liaison Group and has served on the board of the Union for International Cancer Control, the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, as well as many other philanthropic, healthcare, and entrepreneurial ventures. Mr. Ullman lives in Columbus, Ohio, with his wife Amy Grace and their 2 children, Clara and Sam.
Thank you so much, Alyssa. Friends, families, and the graduating class of Bexley High School, thank you for the honor of standing here today with you. I was beyond humbled to be asked and included, and I want to thank the school board members, Dr. Fine, Mr. Cook, Mr. Caudill, and especially the incredibly phenomenal teachers and staff who have invested so heavily in your education. I also need to thank my daughter, Clara, who will soon walk the halls of Bexley High School, because today's her birthday. And when I was invited to be here, I had to ask her first. And she encouraged me to spend part of her special day here with all of you. Now, hopefully the Wi-Fi out here works so that ChatGPT can pull up the speech that it generated for me. In all seriousness, and mostly for the parents here, I just hope you're not disappointed, but I don't know the first thing about Bitcoin, and so I will not be talking about crypto today. Too soon. Today is your celebration. It's a celebration of the culmination of years of hard work, learning, and dedication. Today is a testament to those who love you, to those who have sacrificed and supported you on your journey, and many of them are here with you today. Today is the beginning of your undoubtedly bright future. My goal in our short time together is to share 3 impactful lessons that I have learned since I graduated from high school that have helped shape and redirect my life. First, I want to encourage you to walk when you can and run when you must. I want to challenge you to strive for impact rather than success. And I want to remind you, just as Natalie spoke of a minute ago, to choose community over crowds. Tomorrow begins a new chapter in your life. In addition to being a part of the Bexley community, You are now a part of a global community in a world that is experiencing turmoil, unrest, and extreme divisiveness. You know this firsthand. Your high school career began during a once-in-a-century global pandemic. You've had a front row seat to the complexities of remote learning and both the promise and peril of AI. You've reckoned with systemic racism, anti-Semitism, and Islamophobia. The world you have grown up in has experienced unprecedented challenges. And some of you may feel nervous or uncertain about what the future holds, and that would be totally normal. But I'm here to tell you that you are not only prepared to enter this world, but that you will lead it and you will change it for the better. Even though I don't know most of you personally, I know this to be a fact. Because over the last decade, I've witnessed your growth and impact firsthand. I've sat next to you at Rubino's. I've waited patiently, very patiently, behind you at Graders, Johnson's, Chipotle. I've watched you take risks and encourage one another in your athletic endeavors on this very field. I've witnessed your excellence on the stage and in the theater. I've seen the impact of your philanthropic efforts, not only in this community, but far beyond. I've read about your academic and civic achievements in the weekly school email. I've even had my car washed by some of you at the annual soccer fundraiser in the Rubino's parking lot. And oh, you also taught me an entirely new concept, something called senior tag. Wow. From these experiences and more, I can unequivocally say you are leaders, you have a powerful sense of self, you are destined for great things, and your future is awfully bright. So what comes next? I want to encourage you to walk when you can and run when you must. When I was growing up, my greatest passion was soccer. I had this coach, Coach Stera, who would always yell from the sidelines, walk when you can, run when you must. I didn't know it at the time, but there was a deeper meaning to his words. All through childhood, I played and was accepted to play at the college of my dreams. I had a decent freshman year athletically and academically, studying American history and education. Life was so predictable, and my plans were incredibly solid. I would ultimately teach and coach soccer. Then at just 19 years old, I heard the words, "You have cancer," and my world stopped. I had no idea what the future would hold. I was only a sophomore, but within a year I was diagnosed 3 separate times, once with a rare cancer called chondrosarcoma and twice with melanoma. Overnight, I went from the top of my game physically to being forced to walk and ultimately sometimes crawl. The words of my coach echoed over and over again, walk when you can, run when you must. While he was referring to the fact that in soccer there are no timeouts and you need to catch your breath, he was reminding us to slow down and take care of ourselves. Life is unpredictable. We will all face challenging times and we will be forced to walk. Life is not a race, it's a ride. Many of you graduating today have already overcome unthinkable circumstances, and you were all forced to slow down in March of 2020. And yet in those times, we can find incredible, incredible silver linings. Uncertainty can make us anxious, yet it can inspire things we never dreamt possible. My cancer experience was horrific in so many ways, yet it taught me things that I never could have imagined learning at an early age. It resulted in a career in a field that I never would have dreamt of, allowed me to launch a nonprofit for young survivors from my dorm room, ultimately to lead the Livestrong Foundation and be a part of this powerful Pelotonia community. As you enter the next phase of your life, remember that you have to take care of yourselves. Sometimes life will look different than you planned, and you will most certainly have to walk so that you can ultimately run when you must. Today, I also want to challenge you to strive for impact rather than success. This may sound counterintuitive to some of you, right? Life is supposed to be about, quote, success. I've learned through my career that it's ultimately way more fulfilling to focus on impacting the lives of others. How we serve those around us is the true mark of our significance and our joy. Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, who authored one of the most significant books that I've ever read, titled Man's Search for Meaning, had this to say: don't aim at success. The more you aim at it and make it a target, the more you are going to miss it. For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued, it must ensue. And it only does so, the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself. He went on to say, I want you to listen to what your conscience commands you to do and carry it out to the best of your knowledge. Then you will live to see that in the long run, success will follow you precisely because you had forgotten to think about it. When I read this quote, I thought of your generation. As I've watched you grow up, I've seen firsthand your commitment to causes greater than yourselves. You have fundraised, volunteered. Some of you have ridden in Pelotonia to help so many who are here today who've heard those words, you have cancer. You've raised money and awareness for organizations in South Sudan and countless causes focused on health, justice, and education, including Green Bexley, Thurber House, Meals on Wheels, Friendship Circle, and many, many more. You have collectively already impacted the lives of so many people in Central Ohio and far beyond. The unintended side effect that Frankel writes about is actually the secret to success. The final lesson that I want to share with you is perhaps arguably the most important. As often as you can, I want to remind you to choose community over crowds. Few things in life are done alone. If you think about your last 4 years, I imagine you could count on one hand the very significant accomplishments that you achieved all by yourself. You have played on teams. You may have performed on stage. You certainly worked in groups. You studied with partners. You collaborated with teachers. And you partnered with your friends. In a world that can seem disconnected and entirely fragmented, I encourage you to do anything you can to build community, include others, invite people to join you in your pursuits. One of the easiest ways to do this is to simply smile. At a stranger, at a classmate, at a friend, and another is to express gratitude on a daily basis. Write a thank you note, send a card, send a text with an emoji to acknowledge someone and simply brighten their day. Through smiling, expressing gratitude, and inviting others to join you in your pursuits, you will build a tremendous community. When I was young, my parents taught me and my brother the difference between a community and a crowd. They said in a crowd, people push and they shove and they elbow and they try to get ahead of the person next to them. But in a community, people smile, embrace, maybe they fist bump, maybe they hug, and they know that none of us have the opportunity to move forward unless we all go together. Life is intended to be lived in community, and that's a lesson you all learned growing up here in Bexley. As you leave Bexley High School, I challenge you to think about how you can bring more people together and continue to choose community over crowds. Because when you do, you will meet new people. You will bring people together. You will engage in conversations that you never would have had otherwise. And the community at large will be better off as a result. So as you enter this next chapter in a world that can seem overwhelming, rest assured you are in fact prepared. You've achieved so much. You've studied, you've worked, you've failed, you've tried again and succeeded. You've witnessed tragedy and also triumph. And you clearly know how to use ChatGPT, so what could go wrong? And I would argue that if you walk when you can and run when you must, and if you strive for impact rather than success, and choose community over crowds, you will experience the true essence of life. As we wrap up, I wanted to share one more quick story with you. Many years ago, I had a special teacher who believed in me. He was the reason I wanted to study education and pursue a path to helping others. And as I was celebrating one of the biggest milestones in my life, Mr. G sent me a simple gift, a handwritten note that said, please use the enclosed $20 to buy yourself a pair of sunglasses because your future looks awfully bright. I still have that note more than 30 years later. And while I can't give every one of you a handwritten note, I did want you to have something to remember this very moment by. So I will channel Mr. G, and when you come to receive your diploma, I'll be providing you with a pair of sunglasses to honor your bright futures ahead. In closing, you'll hear it today from your teachers, your friends, and your family. But please let me be yet one more voice to say what each and every one of you deserve to hear. Your future is so incredibly bright. Congratulations to the Bexley High School class of 2024.
Thank you, Mr. Ullman, for your inspiring message. I'd like to invite you back up to the front of the stage to present gifts from the class of 2024 as a small but heartfelt token of our gratitude. First, we have a thank you card. Next, we'd like to give you some spirit wear, a Bexley t-shirt, and a Bexley Lions shirt. And a Bexley Lions zip-up. And of course, a bike basket for your bike. Finally, the class of 2024 has raised $2,000 to support Pelotonya's one goal of ending cancer. Now, I would like to introduce our decorated choir, the vocal ensemble, and its director, Miss Amy Blosser.
Non-seniors, just squeeze on in. You're a little far over. Come on in. You can walk with purpose, right? Jacob.
As I wait. stand and join us in singing the Bexley High School alma mater. The words are on the back of your program.
Swiftly go, thy name and praise shall ring.
Thank you for that wonderful performance. I would now like to introduce Assistant Principal Mrs. Kearns for the presentation of diplomas.
Presenting diplomas, Ms. Carissa Cade, Timothy Klatt, Aviva Needham, Charlotte Rauschenberg, Ethan Wynn, presenting diplomas, Mr. Willie Cook, William Grant, Thomas Post, Gavin Klein, Carter Siebert, Lucas Spangler, Dennis Weisleader. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Eric Acton. Zachary Adkins. Ayu Baluz. Mia Boxel. Fisher Brashear. Michaela Kitsu. Isaiah Daly. Hugh Feeney. Ava McCoy. Christian Peters. Natalie Winland. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Bryce Baugh. Torben Sunheim. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Jason Black. Casey Krasnow. Presenting diplomas, Miss Amy Blosser. Cecilia Bowling. Maria Del Carmen Rivera Cantrell. Aiden Glasser. Anya Hoy. Lily Jones. Jane McGee. CL Peacock. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Brandon Bright. Maxton Cornwell. Oscar Ramsden. Dylan Ryan. Tesla Sarkar. Presenting diplomas, Miss Andrea Brown. Isaac Payne O'Neill. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Tony Carfagna. Sophie Stevenson. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Jason Connell. Ava Gray. Demetrius Nordman. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Tom Chrysler. Elliot Dixon. Frederick Hondrulis. Presenting diplomas, Miss Diane Day. Robert Messmer.
Bye now. Yeah, Blake. Yeah, Blake.
Jasmine Mitchell. Lucille Solon Gibal. Sincere Tucker. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Michael Featherstone. Eden Bradley. Giselle Herzog. Alden Lippman. Annabelle Long. Dominic Louts. Karan Rai. Ezekiel Sears Jardina. Elisa Shishkova. Olivia Tuber. Riley Williamson. Abigail Zabaznik. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Sarah Flower, Genesis Lumpkins. Thomas Morris. Eli Tyson. Tuckerman Welch. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Michelle Friends. Gianni Mercer. Josephine Zeno. Presenting diplomas, Miss Claudia Fugate. Mia Ersham. Benjamin Gilman. Mohammed Jalak. Ava Jennison. Samara Kahan. Bethany Cock. Hamato Levy. Mackenzie Morrow. Continuing to read names, Assistant Principal Mr. Willie Cook.
Presenting diplomas, Mr. Will Gingrey. Andrew Zwick. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Heath Goolsby. Maya Snyder. Nadia Steffi. Presenting diplomas, Miss Elma Groot. Oriel Carter. Aiden Garrett Bell. Matthew Go. L. Laverdier. Oliver Neff. Ian Roy. Anna Sophia Severson. Pauline Vidal. Liam Wilson. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Michelle Gustalis. Dylan Gustalis. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Jamie Hayes. Addison Elon. Samantha Ross. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Jason Hayes. Jenna Plank. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Mark Heyman. Zachary Goldsand. Anthony Keith. Maximilian Ray. Bethany Spangler. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Jackie Hillman. Theodore Bakehausen. David Levy. Ava Wilson. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Nikki Hope. Claire Plumley. Nathan Shellhouse. Presenting diplomas, Miss Rochelle Holland. Gabrielle Adler. Jules Klaus. Zoe Maynard. Isabella Rivera. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Andy Johnson. Elizabeth Eveland. Jet Gonzalez. Molly Hansen. Ari Jonas. Elizabeth Nimway. Haley Schofield. Jordan Steinbrook. Presenting diplomas, Ms. Lizzie Kaiser. Whitney Foz. Michaela Kegler. Dominic Miller. Presenting diplomas, Mr. David Cozy. Augie Reber. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Jeff Landis. Oliver Brand. Daniel Chaluda. Mitchell Cohen. John Davies. Gabrielle Darrow. Sabrina Eisen. Reese McClellan. Solomon McDowell. Zola Faye. Presenting diplomas, Mr. David Leland. Stanford Brandt. Benjamin Ramsey. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Scott Logsdon. Natalie Bell. Adelaide Cahill. Sophia Lee Clayton. Iris Frost. Emily Gunther. Ace Hillman. Sasha Katz. Alina Lackey. Delaney Matthews. Graciela McGuire. Xavier Mendez. Marshall Newman. Owen Parsons. Catherine Sarr. Robert Fay. Presenting diplomas, Ms. Tyler Mansfield. Athanasius Young. Continuing to read names, Principal, Mr. Jason Cottle.
Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Melissa McCreary. Isabel Niermeyer. Noah Pitstick. Emmett Pliskin. Emily White. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Carlton McGrady. Cadner Awoot. Kendall Moore. Asher Nathan. Isabella Stern. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Allison Nagasako. Valeria Naranjo Aguian. Mohammed Megahead. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Colin Northrup. Ian Kaufman. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Jesse Paget. Henry Hondrulis. Campbell Moore. Presenting diplomas, Miss Diane Paul. Gwen Goodney. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Michael Perkins. Aaron Russell. Peyton Zordon. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Todd Phillips. Nathaniel Browning. Tyler Diffley. Joshua Eisenberg. Philip Jemison. Andrew Martin. Harper Phillips. Noah Schlondorf. Eleanor Schettinger. Remy Schottenstein. Jonas Smith. Jamie Wright. Presenting diplomas, Miss Kim Rampt. Jack Zimmer. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Emily Reeser. Rainer Kaufman. Ava Reeser. Presenting diplomas, Miss Lauren Robbins. Connor Eade. Shay Moran. Olivia Ramsden. Masha Shonia. Benjamin Yaffe. Joni Young. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Shane Roberts. Hunter Osborne. Presenting diplomas, Mr. John Robertson. Gavin Benson. Lauren Deister. Isaac Nelson. Chad Scott. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Derek Roth. Paige Ingram. Presenting diplomas, Dr. Michelle Rogers. Eli Abel. Leah Levin. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Kerry Ryan. Julian Grossman. Aiden King. Andra Popa. Nikolai Valinsky. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Anna Schottenstein. Chelsea Bowen. Isabel Carlton. Jay Douglas. Alexander Dutton. Shannon Gonzalez. Madison Michaels. Miles Redding. Gabby Schiff. Charlotte Sullivan. Chelsea Walterstrom. Riley Wilson. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Jay Scott. Daryl Milton Jr. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Pam Sexton. Nolan Place. Malcolm Sexton. Norris Smith. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Steven Spangler. Vincent McAvoy. Siddharth Sivaraman. Lucia Baith. Presenting diplomas, Mr. Pepe Trejo. Jack Grisham. Noah James. Presenting diplomas, Mrs. Kara Whitlatch. Isabel Suki. Francesca Zainal. That concludes the presentation of diplomas. It's my honor to offer a few brief closing remarks to everyone here at the 102nd commencement exercise for Bexley High School. As is our tradition, we would now ask any Bexley alum who are able to stand and to be recognized at this time. Bexley is indeed a special place to live and learn, and the strong foundation that previous generations have provided for us is invaluable. I want to take a moment to thank the many people who have worked tirelessly to make this special day happen. First, I want to recognize the incredible faculty and staff who utilize their time, talents, and effort to help each student learn with curiosity, demonstrate kindness, and embrace equity. Bexley High School continues to be acknowledged as one of the top high schools in the country, and that is in large part due to the quality of people we are able to recruit and retain. Thank you to the operations staff for ensuring that the physical and safety needs of our students are met on a daily basis by cleaning classrooms, repairing facilities, preparing and serving meals, greeting guests as they enter our buildings, and making sure all the big and little details of each event were attended to. Instrumental in making this ceremony happen today were Dr. Harley Williams, Mr. John Eikenberry, Mr. Bobby Moore, and Mr. Brett San Antonio, and the entire custodial maintenance and grounds crew. A special shout out to Mr. Nasir Tucker, who is here seeing his brother graduate today. Thank you to the teaching and learning staff. From the first day of kindergarten through the last day of senior year, they have put in long hours and held high expectations, both for the students and for themselves. I can't begin to express how much the staff has meant to me this year. My co-administrators, Mr. Cook and Mrs. Kearns, have supported and helped me every step of the way. Our phenomenal office staff have done so much to help organize and execute today. Thank you, Miss Amy Nance, Mrs. Tracy Baum, and the proud parent of a graduate today, Mrs. Sol Bowling. The counseling staff of Mr. David Leland, Mrs. Claudia Fugate, Mrs. Stephanie Krosnowski, Mr. Darren Billiter, and Mrs. Sarah Rivetta are some of the most caring and dedicated members on staff. I don't think there is anything that they wouldn't do for a student. Probably the most instrumental person in planning and organizing today is Senior Class Advisor, Mr. Mike Nolan. His knowledge and insights into the whole process were an absolute lifesaver, and on top of everything else, he is here today leading the yearbook staff and photographing this event. Thank you to the families and community members gathered here today. No one has invested more in these graduates than you. You have supported them through good times and bad. You have rallied to meet needs and emergencies and provided for a world-class education for each and every one of them. As you know, the Bexley Education Foundation plays a vital role in supporting all of our students K-12, and they remain an invaluable resource to the class of 2024 as they celebrate and connect with our newest alum. Our final thank yous go to our central office staff and administrative team, Mrs. Carol Taylor, who put together our program and handled communications, Mr. Brad Pettit, who ensured that we were able to record and live stream this ceremony. Thank you to Superintendent Dr. Jason Fine, Treasurer Mr. Kyle Smith, Chief Academic Officer Ms. Lisa Cosgrave, Board of Education President Victoria Powers, Vice President Mrs. Joanne Pickerel, Dr. Jonathan Baker, Mr. Mike Carter, and Mr. Patrick King for their unwavering support and commitment to our students. Students, while we do hope that you remember the literature that you read, the history that you studied, the experiments you conducted, and the problems you solved, the skills we really want you to leave this stage of your journey with are the same things that Mr. Ullman shared with us today. How to serve your community well, how to set big goals and accomplish them, and how to overcome the obstacles that you will face. We have now reached the moment where we formally and collectively recognize your transition from high school student to graduate. Seniors, please stand. Class of 2024, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Bexley City Schools, it has been our pleasure to learn alongside you for the past 13 years. Because you have met the graduation requirements as set forth by the state of Ohio and the Board of Education, you may now move your tassels. Congratulations, and may the force be with you.